Hey everybody, Max here. Today I'm going to be looking at the G.I. Joe Classified retro carded Cobra Commander. This is the one I have been looking forward to probably since I started collecting Classified a little over a year ago. I have this guy that I got on clearance about this time last year at Walmart. It is what it is. It's overblown. But it kind of fits the character, I suppose. But I don't care for this Napoleonic look. I've done a little tweaking on the paint and stuff like that. But it is what it is. The regal version of Cobra Commander, the pretentious version. But I've always just liked this guy. This is my Cobra Commander. I'd like to get the hooded one. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, or somebody will 3D print something, or take a head from another figure from another line or something like that to get the hooded version. I had the original, I had this one, and I had the hooded one. I had to send off for the hooded one when I was a kid. But when I think of like the top 10 classified figures, this is definitely up there. This is my Cobra Commander. I like the color scheme. You had the one. This is the same one from the His Tank, but it has the vac metal mask, which I think is great. The helmet there. I like that it has the white stripes on the helmet and the belt. This to me is exactly the kind of Cobra Commander I would have liked. So I'm going to get it out of the package, and we're going to do a little review. We're going to talk about it, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, here he is out of the package, and comes with a stand. Nice little Cobra logo on there. I like the stands. His weird, I've heard people call this a hairdryer gun. I don't know what it was meant to be. Honestly, being the DC Comics fan that I am, it kind of reminds me of Blue Beetle's BB gun, the compressed air blast gun that he uses. That's what it's always reminded me of. Dagger. Fits into the sheath right here. This is actually, it's not crazy soft. It's not bad. I think we've seen this dagger a few times, but fits in snug right there. Had a heck of a time getting this guy just to stand up, but finally got it. Finally got him stood up. This is not a gummy weapon, thankfully. Very sturdy, very sturdy. So lots of complaints. We're still getting some of the gummy weapons here and there, but the hardness has gotten better. So this one is definitely much better than what I was expecting. So maybe because it's thicker, but the handle's it's thinner, and it's very, very sturdy, very stiff. So little paint apps. I don't know if you can see it there. It's a little red there. And it goes into his, oh gosh, how does this thing work? I guess it goes like that. Yeah. And so the original figure, the backpack, this piece was obviously, if you had it, you know what I'm talking about. It was molded into the back. It wasn't a backpack. So this is, might have to sand that down a little bit. Hopefully I got that right. Or does it go this way? No, I guess it's this way. Don't know how. I guess how would he reach back and grab that? So, like that maybe? I think the original figure was something like that. Well, I guess I should look at the Cobra logo right there. That should tell me. So I guess that's, yeah. I guess it goes like that. Well, it's definitely in there snug, so it's not going anywhere. Some of these backpacks on the classified line I don't care for because they just don't stay in very well. I think the Ricondo's backpack, the Tiger Force, is it Tiger Force? Ricondo, That was the first Recondo that they released, and that backpack just will not stay in there. So this is not going anywhere. Paint apps look pretty good. There's probably should touch that up a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. It's right there on the seam. But for the most part, there's a little, probably could have done with another coat, but for the most part, looks pretty good. Fairly sturdy. It's glued on there straight. Metal seems a little rugged or ragged down here at the bottom, but not too bad. Paint apps are pretty good on the buttons and the clasps, I guess. Cobra logo looks pretty good. I definitely didn't like those mouse-eared ones for the his tank. I mean, I know that's a throwback, but I wouldn't have liked that if they had released it in that way. I want the traditional, more aggressive, traditional Cobra symbol. So I was kind of poking around with this thing. It's got your typical 6-inch scale articulation, butterfly joint. Goes that far, goes back a bit, not too bad. Bicep swivel. I'm having some trouble now. I just took this out. I haven't heated this thing up or anything like that. So I'm not going to force it. I haven't heated it up yet, so I'm not going to force this as having a hard time with this joint, bending this joint. So I don't think it's frozen or whatever you call it. But yeah, I'm not going to force it and snap it. Now you got the wrist swivel, but the forearm swivels too. The glove swivel, I like that. That's a little extra something. Head goes down. So it goes up that far, down that far. Ab crunch goes forward that way. Back a bit. I always think it's weird that some figures, they go back further than they go forward. It just seems like, well, can you not just reverse it? Pretty good waist swivel too. That's probably been one of my complaints about Classified, is that I'm always a little hesitant to turn at the waist. I'm afraid I'm going to snap something, but this one turns really well. Paint apps look good all the way around. Even the silver on the backpack, the black, could probably use a little touch up right there. Pinstripes down the legs. Drop down hips, pretty good. Kicks up fairly far. I'm not a big fan of drop down hips, but because the drop down hips, there's a drop down hip and it goes up that far. I mean, I don't see the point with characters like this. But, no, that wasn't smart. Splits. So be careful when you're doing the splits. You might damage your knife. That would be a bad thing. Thigh swivels. I really like thigh swivels on figures. Definitely gets a little more range of motion. Double jointed pinless. Elbows and knees, like that. He can kick his rear end. Not bad. He's jumping out of a plane. I'm looking forward to when the claw goes up for pre-order. I may buy 2 of those. Yeah, it comes with a Valkyrie figure, but I want one for Cobra Commander, and I want one for Storm Shadow. And I don't have the Valkyrie, so hey, I'd get 2 Valkyries out of that. So I had the claw as a kid, really liked it. Issue 24 of the comic series was, I came into the series in issue 22. That was 24 is definitely one of my favorite issues because it was drawn by the great Russ Heath. If you know, you know. He was a fantastic artist back in the day, and he drew a great issue of G.I. Joe, the only issue that I'm aware of that he drew. Let's see. Oh, and instead of a calf swivel, it's more of an ankle swivel, which is great. I like that. I don't want to force this ankle pivot right here. I mean, it feels a little spongy, so I want to just kind of, I don't want to force it. I might like take the foot off and later on and kind of work it out a little bit. The right foot's a little better, but, you know, typical stuff that we're used to. And that's a little stiff right there, so I don't want to force that. But I'd rather have stiff joints than very loose joints. I've had one or two figures from different lines, as well as from Classified, that seem sometimes if that peg in the shoulder is not seated properly, or if it's malformed, yeah, it's that bicep swivel is just going to pop right off. So this one seems to be pretty good. Hopefully I got a good angle for everybody. But yeah. And comes with different hands. The Finger of Doom. Okay. And I did try this figure, or try this finger in, because the one for the ball peg, or the peg for this one is thinner and shorter, or thinner and longer on this one than this one. And I don't think I was hoping that it might fit on the retro carded Snake Eyes figure, so you can kind of get that pose from his the artwork there, the original artwork. I think he's pointing with his left hand though, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. Gripping the world, claw hand, and then two fists. Although he's hardly ever gotten into a fist fight with anybody, but he's got two fists. So there you go. I'm going to poke around a little bit. Got some ideas here. Give me just a second. I'm going to try some stuff have a little fun with our hands there. So back in a second. No, I'm the real Cobra Commander. No, I'm the real Cobra Commander. No, you're an imposter. No, you're the imposter. Okay, here he is holding his gun. So he's got his trigger finger hand and his oy vey hand, or grasping the world hand. Oh, sorry. That brings me to something that I decided for giggles and grins. It turns out that the finger pointing hand and the trigger finger hand fits General Hawk here. It's a little small. I mean, his hands, he's got some big old hands, but I just thought it would be very cool for the general of the Joe team to be actually able to point and order his troops into the field. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So that works. And sorry if it's not focusing. Having some trouble today. Move forward in that direction. Your evil stops today, Cobra Commander. So, cool. Well, having some trouble with my table, trying to get these guys to stand. Ugh! Darn it. Okay, the two leaders of our favorite organizations. Alrighty, well, did you pick this guy up? Did you like him? Did you have a good, did you get the Hiss tank? You're happy with that one? Or are you happy with this other one, Cobra Wants You? So, or, well, I definitely want the armored Cobra Commander. So that was the next one. Hopefully, that's on my top 10 list. So, alrighty, guys. Well, I hope you like this one. Sorry for some of the technical difficulties, but shoot me a comment. Do you like it? Pick it up. Take it easy. Talk to you later.